currently in the middle of an extremely difficult Nisayan. And the difficulty lies in the fact that we've tried every single ishtadlis, every single effort we possible, and nothing seems to be work out. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? What do we do when you've done every single ishtadlis and nothing seems to be working? So I want to share with you today a very deep idea from the Arizal. It's in the end of Shar Aleph in Mochen Detzelem in the Orchis Chaim. So he says like this. He says that he has the following question. We know that the 10 spheres are kalim, they are vessels to encapsulate Hashem's light, and each one of the spheres is parallel to a part of the body. Chesed and Gvura, the arms, and Netzachot of the legs, and Tiferes of the torso. Chokmah Bina V'das of the brain, and Keser is the skull. And Keser is higher than Chokmah Bina V'das. And the mashal doesn't seem to be appropriate, because seemingly the brain is the highest part of a person, and the skull just seems to be a bone. So how can we understand this mashal? Asked the Arizal. And the Arizal answers that it's true the skull, it looks like a simple casing on our brains, but really there's something much, much deeper than that. Really the skull is the outer trapping of the keser, but there's the inner part, which is much, much deeper, which is really outside of the body, and that's the Makor Mayim Chaim. That's the place where the light of Hashem, Hashem's infinite light, attaches, as it were, connects to us. And that is really the Keser. Keser is the ability to go beyond all human limitations, all parameters, all confinements, to go beyond that and to get to a much, much deeper level. And that is the idea of Keser, and that's what the Zohar says about Kriyas Yamsuf, Atik Milsa. They were expected to get to a level of Atik, beyond, because if you have to cross a river and there's a deep body of water in between one side and the other side of your landmass, so you probably just can't walk through under natural circumstances. But that says the Zohar about Atik Milsa. If you're at a level of Atik, then you already can't do that. You can't do that because all parameters are disintegrates in the face of Atik. And this is really what we have to keep in mind in these days. My wife and I, in our personal Nisayan, and the greater Nisayan of the entire Jewish people. Right? We have over 200 hostages being held by the savages of Hamas. And how are you going to get these guys out? Right? I was told that they're using the most sophisticated technological advances to try to find them. Maybe they will, or maybe they won't. But in the end of the day, when you have people hidden underground in bunkers, it's not so easy to find them, right? And you need incredible siyata d'shmaya. The story is told about the Chalban. There was somebody taken hostage in England, and they asked him. He drew a map. He said, "Go this way, this way," because that's Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh is beyond the parameters. It's beyond the parameters of confinements of nature, and we could transcend that. And that each and every one of us who are going through very, very difficult challenges these days, and everybody I meet tells me the same story. They have these unusually uncanny, difficult nisyonos going on right now. That's because Hashem is beckoning us to reach deeper and to get this level of Atik. And this is really, if we want to be Nigal, if we want to be Zochet to the Gula, this is really the place where we have to go. This is really the place where Hashem is expecting us to go. And it's not easy. It means breaking through these parameters. I just saw yesterday in the Torah quotes that Melchamas Gog Magog will start on Sukkot. We saw this whole war with the Arabs started on Simchas Torah, which is part of Sukkot. It's not part of Sukkot. Everything about the Mashiach is enigmatic. Right? You look at the 19 attributes which are brought at the end of Sota, which are happening in front of our eyes. As my neighbor pointed out yesterday, it says that people will be evacuated from the Golan, and that's exactly what's happening now with Hezbollah. We don't have to talk about chutzpah, but we already know that that one is coming true. So the idea is that it's not simple. It requires breaking out from our parameters, not accepting, and we see that things are lining up. The world, Europe is siding with Israel, America is siding with Israel, and China and Russia, Iran are siding with the Palestinians. We see everything is coming together here, and the nations are lining up. And we know that the last battle will be a battle between Ishmael and Esav. And we see that happening in front of our eyes. And Hashem is beckoning us. He wants it to happen. Will it happen? We don't know. It depends on us. And one of the big things that we have to do is Atik Milsa. We have to go beyond our parameters. We have to reach for Kesser. We have to understand that the real wisdom of the Almighty is much higher. It's much more than meets the eye. As we say, Gadla Adonai Rav Koch L'Tzvanosim Mispar. Hashem's wisdom is infinite. We can tap into that infinite wisdom. And that's the idea of Kesser. That's the idea of Atik. Right? The going beyond the parameters of the spheres and the partsufim, of the confinement of Hashem's or, and going for the infinite light of Hashem, trying to tap into the infinite light of Hashem, is where the Gula lies. And in that infinite light, a person can achieve very, very great things. Things he would never consider himself capable of doing. Right? And therefore Hashem is testing us with very, very challenging tests, where it just doesn't work anymore. You try this, and you try this, and you try this, and you try this. Hashem is making it all null and void. It doesn't work anymore. We're expected to go beyond our parameters, to understand that there are no parameters. The parameters are all an illusion. They exist, and we're supposed to go with them, because Hashem wants the world to run according to nature. Otherwise, there's no free choice. But at the same time, we're expected to go way beyond our parameters and understand that there are no parameters. As David Melech said, remove me from the fetters of myself. All these parameters, they exist. In reality of Hashem, they don't exist. And Hashem now is testing us and challenging us and giving us these very, very difficult tests in order that we should understand that these parameters are made to be broken, as it were, in this particular circumstance. Normally we have to be careful to work within the parameters, most of us. But in this circumstance, we're supposed to go beyond. And this is the key to the Gula. Hashem should give us the Siyata Dishmaya to be able to achieve this and to see the Gula quickly. She'll be back here in the base of Mikdash. Karuf, Mamish, Amen, Kein, Tiratzah.